Carefully. Allah Ta'ala says there's one kalima, one thing to recite. And if we implement that kalima, recite it, you cannot imagine how much reward and ajr and gifts Allah Ta'ala set aside upon reciting this kalima in the time of hardship, difficulty. One kalima to recite. One statement. Any difficulty comes, a problem, an illness, which always are there with us. They're always there. Just recite one kalima. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. All of the issue will come into control. We just have to recite this one kalima in the time of difficulty or distress. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. And what do we get from Allah? There are many ahadith and many explanations, but I'll tell you one hadith. One hadith. For those who want to implement and practice, this is enough, this one hadith. There's a hadith in which it is stated, in Ahmad, it's narrated in Tabarani, Ibn Majah, in Hakim, and Hadhrat Ubaidah radiyallahu anhu, may Allah be pleased with them, he narrates this hadith. I'm telling you one hadith, there are many very good hadith on this subject. He stated that when a person enters into an issue and he recites this kalima, this statement, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will immediately give him so much that in this world and whatever this world contains, whatever this world is and what it contains, Allah will give him something much better than all of this. Subhanallah. Abu Ubaidah radiyallahu anhu stated that as soon as the person narrates this kalima when he's in the state of difficulty, then three things become wajib from Allah on that person. Compulsory. When he has the difficulty and he recites this verse, then from Allah three things become wajib to come to that person. Number one, Allah Ta'ala's rahmah, mercy. He is bathing in Allah Ta'ala's rahmah, Allah's mercy. Number two, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala starts to praise that individual. Allah Ta'ala starts to praise that individual. And Allah's rahmah, you start swimming in Allah's rahmah, mercy. Allah's praise comes to that people. Allah's rewards descend on that person. Descend on that person. Is this not enough for us? Is this nothing? Is this no man? Look, imagine this wealth. And third, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions and writes and records His name in the list of the people who have hidayah, the muttaqeen, those who are rightly guided. Tell me now. Tell me. So the difficulty came from Allah. And whoever recognizes a difficulty, where does it come from? Allah. The difficulty comes from Allah. And straight away he recites this kalima. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. So you have the difficulty, you've got the problem. The problem's there with you, but straight away these three rewards descend upon you and are given to you. Let's listen to another hadith. In this hadith it states that when a person gets a difficulty or a problem, then Allah Ta'ala says to the angels, Allah Ta'ala speaks to the angels that, look, this man, I have given him a problem. I put him into a problem, into a difficulty, into a predicament, into an issue, and he's earned a lot of pain through this. And the angels say, Allah, what is our order from you? Allah Ta'ala says, I'll tell you what you should do for this person. And Allah Ta'ala states that from me, I give you the order, the hukam, that put his name into the list of those people for Jannah and make Jannah wajib for this person, compulsory. Allah, and the ajr, Allah Ta'ala says the ajr, the reward, give him so much reward that you cannot imagine the amount. I will give him so much, I'll repay him so much that you cannot account the deed. What do we think is a difficulty? Let's define this first. We think that a person has a difficulty if somebody hits us or steals from our home. Yeah, that's a problem. Or if the house is set on fire, your shop is set on fire, or something really disastrous occurs, or you get a severe illness, such an illness that you're lying down in hospital and there's no cure, and the doctors don't know what to do, and the pain is so high. And is this not enough? Even this is not nothing compared to that example of the hadith I've just mentioned you. But look, Allah's rahmah and mercy and the love He has with His servants and the human beings. And what basis has Allah put the criteria for what is the definition of a difficulty? Because remember I said that two situations are always running in parallel with us. Allah Ta'ala says that if anything gives us difficulty or pain, that is the definition of problem. You understand what I'm saying? So we don't have to go to the extremes of ill health, hospital, and poverty. For example, you're sitting down and you have to go to work, and I forget my car keys. Where's the car key? Where's the car key? That's a difficulty. And I say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. I get the reward that we just discussed. Is this a difficulty? Is this a problem? It's nothing. But if a little bit of a negative comes onto our mind, little bit of a negative issue, and we'll say, oh, what kind of difficulty is this? Let's say I sneeze a little bit. If I sneeze and there's a little bit of a problem, difficulty, if I recite this kalima, straight away I'll get that reward that Allah Ta'ala set aside. So anything in the world, in your life, that afflicts you, pain or difficulty or problem or issue, something that goes against the norm, your normal situation. For example, you wear a red shirt, somebody wears a color, and I don't like that color, it's against my normality and it gives me a bit of a problem mentally, then straight away Allah gives the ajr if you recite that kalima. If you recite that kalima. So, anything that goes against your natural habit and trait, that even for example your senses or your understanding, there's a problem that opposes it. Not that you have to be going through a big illness or big disastrous time in your life, no. But if you have a small little degree of pain or problem or difficulty and you recite the kalima, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, Allah says, I'll give you the reward straight away. What